and Success 30-Day Tip Series, following the hashtag Thrive, Make Money, and Lead. And for those of you who are jumping into the series now, the purpose of this series really is for one thing and one thing only. And that is for you to be empowered with tools that you can trust to take charge of your space, your physical space, as much as possible, so that the energies are going to be conducive to you thriving and creating a quality of life on a day-to-day basis that really is at the height of what you are capable of creating at this time with the challenges that are at hand. The purpose of this series is to ignite inside of you an even more heightened connection between your soul, your intuition, meaning the guidance, the informational access that you can have from your higher realms into your conscious mind, so that you can make decisions, know what to do in certain circumstances, especially when you're under pressure, and how to move through the emotions that are swirling around us right now because of the challenges and because of the fears and the anxieties that are all very real for people. Sorrow. And in our lives, all we can do is to take action wherever it's possible and to take charge of the life that we want to leave, the life that we want to lead, and the things that we want to leave behind that simply do not serve us. So I am teaching you in this series psychic intuitive skills, energy transmuting, broadcasting, and transmitting skills, as well as belief systems and mindsets, so that you're able to wake up in the morning, every morning, filled with a certainty that you have more power at your disposal than you might have known. And also that you have great love around you, maybe even more than you may have known. And that with this power and love and your connection to your soul, connection to your intuition, your spirit guides, your ability to take a situation and mold it with your beliefs, with your energetic infusions, you're going to have a much more fulfilling and safer, hopefully, experience, as well as you being a light leader model, where others are able to see what is possible in how to, yes, face head on that which is at hand, but also to see how you can take that information and find the inspiration, find the gift, find the ability to touch people's lives and to serve and to rise up as a leader where you are showing how to deal with adversity, deal with what's hurting, deal with what's uncomfortable, and somehow find the inner peace and the creativity and the confidence and the courage and igniting hope, possibility, and answers, solutions, what I call soul-sourced solutions for those who are around you, for those whose lives you touch, and for those who you really want to help on whatever level. Whether this is in your immediate community or online, globally, however you do it, your energy rings out, your light shines through. And that's what I'm here to assist you with. So, day number 1 was the overview and the announcement. Day number 2 was teaching you a very important technique on how to program your energy field so that you can actually create inside of you an experience of what it is you want to experience, even if your physical plane reality is not showing that at all. And so what we want you to know, what I want you to know, is how your ability to create with your create with your imagination the experience of feelings, internal dialogue, pictures that are going to saturate your energy field until it gets to the point that your physical body and your thoughts and emotions create a container of experiences that start to impact what is already happening in your outer world. Even if horrible things are happening in your outer world, if you are holding on to an inner experience that feels so much better, then you are in a heightened place to find better solutions, better options, and create a clearer conduit of communication between your intuition, your guidance, and your conscious mind. And all of that will lead you to be able to make and perform actions, have behaviors, and have you enjoy the moment a lot better. So that was day number 2. Day number 3 was teaching you a very basic grounding exercise to help you release energies that you want to let go of, begin to create a simple container of protection, and for you to start feeling less wobbly, less scattered, less tired, and more in your body, ready to move forward in whatever way is relevant, appropriate, and that will serve you the highest. That was day 3. And then the other days had to do with you creating energy flows inside of you using hand positions where you are building up light, divine light in the palms of your hands. That's little sweet Orion. Divine light balls in between your hands that act as energy infusion sites. And then I taught you how to do that and put that into each of your chakras. I also taught you how to do a basic acupressure Reiki energy flow from the top of your head to the toes of your feet, so that you are bringing yourself into a more integrated, harmonious, and homogeneous container of energy flowing. And now, yesterday, what we talked about was setting up a protection tool that allows you, with practice, to be able to pick up on energies in an environment that are not conducive to helping you feel that you are in sync with the highest ability to take care of yourself, to perform in an environment, or that is actually, for some people, I mean, I have to say it like it is, some people who are under direct attack, and some people who have to find a way of staying very clear-minded and have their energies at their disposal and not have energies pounding away at them that would weaken them, hurt them in any way, or would confuse them. The idea is to stay clear, grounded, peaceful, and happy, somehow happy, not like you're in la la land and in denial, but happy so that you have an energetic feeling about you that will allow you to go forward with whatever it is you have to do. I also taught you an energy technique on how to cut cords from a toxic, what I called collective conscious. It could also be cutting cords in a relationship that's toxic for you, or using it as a symbol for a circumstance, an entire circumstance that is toxic for you. So these are all tools to keep bringing your soul home to you, bringing your highest, strongest, most vital, vibrant energies at your disposal to be used for your peace of mind, again, for your confidence and courage, and to keep you moving forward, excuse me, in the direction that you want to go. That's what this entire series is about. And as a result, you're going to be happier. You will make more money. You will find ways, because your creativity will be heightened and much more available to you. So today, we're going to talk about having the room that you're in, or the car that you're in, or the building that you're in. Or, for instance, if you're in real estate or some sort of a service where you are selling properties, or you are wanting to shift ownership of properties, as well as being in hospital rooms, hospital lobbies, airports, wherever it is that you find yourself, or on the business side, if you are getting ready to do a online interview, or when we get back to being able to go out and be in spaces like delivering on and from a stage, then you have this tool to have the room itself be the most energetically in sync, compatible, clearer, and filled with the vibration of your desired spiritual intentions. And that's what our particular technique is for today. So, a little principle here. Yesterday I taught an exercise that used a rose, and I had learned these techniques that came down from the lineage of the Berkeley Psychic Institute many, 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 many years ago. And I have been amazed. I mean, we're talking 30 years ago, I think. And I am amazed at how many other energy teachers, such as myself, teach these same techniques. So I know that that particular school of energy and intuition building and psychic intuitive skills really made an impact for us light leaders and yourself in how to use these unseen forces to impact environments and read situations through your psychic intuitive skills. So this usage of a rose has been used and has been around for a very long time. The rose is really a symbol of high vibration, beauty and goodness, and also an energetic alchemical kind of symbol. Alchemical in that, in the way that the Berkeley Psychic Institute uses it, is that the rose acts as a modulator of whatever is happening in a situation. The rose will modulate the situation to a higher vibration, a higher outcome, a more highly intentional, for a better good type of tool to use to improve a situation. So yesterday I taught that this rose acted as a protection radar and as a sponge that could pick up any negativity, any unsavory, unwanted energies. In this technique that I'm going to teach you today, the rose acts as more of a modulator, infusing and releasing energies into an environment that are far more conducive to a happier, more uplifted, protected, and secure environment that allows a greater security of divine goodness and goodwill to be contained in that space. So here's what I would like you to imagine. I'd like you to imagine that in the middle of the room, basically there are going to be two foundational components to this exercise. Component number one is the transmuting dumpster area, clearing area, where any negativity is going to be sent and therefore removed from the environment. So that's principle number one. And that component is going to be for you to imagine that there is a violet flame, like a barn fire, the violet flame of Saint Germain, that is situated right in the middle of the room that you are in. And this particular violet flame acts as a transmuting force, that whatever comes into contact with it becomes heightened into a higher vibration of God's love, God's light, God's goodness, and goodwill. So that's component number one. That's going to be right in the center of the room that you're in or the building that you're in. And at the bottom of that flame, that barn fire, is a grounding cord. And I taught about the grounding cord in day 3 of this series, and I have used it intermingling through various other tips of this series. So imagine that right underneath this barn fire is a large, wide cylinder of light that goes down from the bottom of this bonfire all the way through all of the floors. If you're in a building and you're on multiple floors, like a high rise or an apartment building or an office building, and this cylinder of light acts as a garbage chute, so that whatever other energies that this transmuting barn fire is going to release, it releases down the grounding cord, and the other end of this grounding cord connects to a crystalline boulder of light deep in the earth. And the thing about that boulder of light, again, you don't want to be concerned that you are toxifying or putrefying the earth. You're not. What you're doing is you are sending down into the earth whatever you want to be releasing, and this cauldron then transmutes it into a favorable, usable, and empowering stream of energy, so that any living beings that contact that particular area, little earth creatures that could be down deep in the earth like that, as well as energetic flows that are spreading throughout the earth at a deep level, are all going to be nurtured and fed and uplifted by this energy. So this component number 1 is the violet flame in the middle of the room, and then an attached cauldron of light, which is your grounding cord that connects to this crystalline boulder. So that's component number 1. It consists of those 2 parts, the violet flame and then the grounding cord. Component number 2 is the positioning of roses in all the corners of the room that you're in. And if you're wanting to do this for an entire building, you would imagine that these roses are attached at the further corners, all of the corners of wherever you feel the room that you want to use as a focus room or an area is best covered. So in this case, we're going to just stay with my room here. So I have 4 corners in this room, and I'm adjusting my cat, who is right on my lap. And in these 4 corners, there are 2 layers. There's the ceiling that's right up there, and then there's the floor. What I would like you to do is take a moment and imagine that all of these corners are now being, what shall I say, you're going to be putting a rose in each corner. You've got a corner in the ceiling corner of your room, all 4 corners for me, and you're going to put a rose in all 4 corners of the same area. So we've got this corner right at the top, and then if you follow it down, obviously there's going to be a corner on the floor, and you want to put a rose at the ceiling corner and the floor corner of each of the 4 corners of your room. So let's have you just take a moment, visualize a beautiful rose, a beautiful open, beautiful rose. And you're going to put a rose of its like. You're going to duplicate as many roses as you need, so that there is a rose in the ceiling corner and its companion floor corner in each corner of the room that you want to clear of any negative energies, and a room that you want to just have it charged with beautiful, spiritual energy. So that's your component number 2. So go ahead and set that up. And we already have component number 1 with the barn fire, the violet flame barn fire, and the attached grounding cord that goes deep into the earth. Okay, I think you've got it. And now I'm going to add actually a third component that I think will make this have more of a consistent flow of logic. The third component is a funnel of light, and you've heard me use that in previous tips. A funnel of light that you're going to attach to the roof of the building that you're focusing on. In my case, my room here is the top level of a building. So I'm attaching a funnel of light where the point of the funnel is attached right at the roof, and this funnel of light, as you might have guessed, for those of you who've been following me, especially all 9 days, where is that funnel going? It's attached and goes out into the highest forms of God's love and light, way out into the galaxies, where the most pristine God force layers, where shadow energies cannot go, and where only the of life affirming, the love pulsing areas of energy, layers, dimensions of energy exist. And the V sections of the funnel are reaching up into those layers and acts as a capture area where all these beautiful divine energies are now flooding down the funnel and down deep through that point of the funnel that attaches to the roof of the building that you're in. And so that's component number 3. So what we have, hi there, Joe, good morning. So what we have is component number 1, the violet barn fire in the middle of your room with the attached grounding cord that goes deep into the earth. We have component number 2, where you have placed a light exuding beauty and energetic high vibration rose in each corner of your room, the ceiling corner and its companion floor corner of all 4 corners. So in my particular case, there are 8 roses that are positioned, 1 in each floor corner because I have 4 corners in this room, and 4 in the floor corners. Component number 3 is the funnel, the divine light and love funnel that comes down from the highest dimensions of God's love and light, dimensions, layers of energy, and then it is attached to the building that you're in at that point. So let's have you take a moment, set all that up. I'll be quiet, I'll wait. Okay, now I'd like you to just do a quick scan, an energetic scan. And this is going to be a before and after assessment that we're doing right now. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being it feels really, 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 really bad. That's 1. And 5 being, I love being in this room. This room feels so wonderful. That's what 5 would be. So you get the scale. 1 is this is really not good. And 5 is, this is wonderful. I'd like you to take a quick assessment of the feeling of the room that you're in or the building that you're in. Okay, you got it? Don't overthink it. Whatever comes to mind on a scale of 1 to 5. Okay, now we're going to activate this cleansing and this transmutation and this infusion of God's love and light, goodness and goodwill. So at the count of 3, you're going to activate the roses in the room. And these roses are going to act as pulsars to help accentuate the divine light from the heavens that are going to be infused down into your room. They're going to go into that violet flame. That violet flame is going to transmute them. The energies are going to go right down the grounding cord, and that's going to be the entire sweep. So we've got, at the count of 3, we've got the roses are going to activate. They're going to start circulating this beautiful, sweet, but potent, high vibration energy into the room from all corners of the room. And the divine energy is going to start flooding into the room, cleansing the room. All of the undesired energies are going to go right into that violet flame. It's going to be transmuted and released down the grounding cord to hit the crystalline boulder, and your room is going to start filling with this exquisite divine energy. And it's going to become packed and supercharged with divine love, light, goodness, and goodwill. So you've got all the pieces in place. You understand the principle here. And I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Roses activated. Funnels sending down beautiful divine God energy. Violet flame transmuting, releasing down the grounding cord. The room being filled and charged with magnificent God, love, and light. And relax. The roses can still stay there. And they are now going to blow up, and they're going to go right into that violet flame. And you're going to replace those with new, fresh roses that will help to keep modulating the divine energy in the room that you're in or the building that you're in. And every now and then, if your intuition tells you to refresh the roses, then whatever roses you have in the corners of the room, just have them blow up and get sent right into the violet flame and replace them with other roses. And it becomes a way of life, really. All right, so now let's do a before and after check. You ready? You know what reading you had on your scale of 1 to 5 before. What is the reading now? Go ahead and do an assessment. Okay, did you feel anything different? Did you feel a shift? For those of you who are listening to the replay, why don't you put in the thread here, #replay, and let us know what shift did you notice. And if you didn't notice a shift, not to worry. First of all, this takes practice. That's number 1. Number 2 is that if you've got some real dark energies in your room for whatever reason, then it might require you repeating this process until you do feel a lightening up. Also, we're talking about clairsentience, which is a psychic intuitive skill. And all of these skills require practice, where you really are starting to heighten and strengthen and broaden your channels of communication between your conscious awareness and your intuitive realms. And it just takes practice. It's no big deal. Don't beat yourself up. Please don't do that. So, what you're noticing here is a tool, a technique where you can take charge of the space somewhat. And you can take charge of the ability to keep intending, because remember, energy follows intention, energy follows thought, energy follows focus. If you're focusing on creating an environment that uplifts and supports and enriches you, then you do have a tool now that will absolutely give you that kind of shift in your favor. All right, so that is our day number 9, where you have cleared and you have infused your room with high vibration God's presence. Go forth and have a magnificent day, or if you're listening to this at night, you can set the room or the building so that when you wake up in the morning, you're in this beautiful cauldron of energies that are going to feed your soul, which will then feed your creativity and the way in which you uplift others. And we know that that is greatly needed during these times. Sending you love, mwah, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.